everyone, and welcome back to a second episode and the first tutorial on the game Fortnite. Now, the reason I'm doing a tutorial is because I'm not entirely sure on what else to do in this game. Like, I know there's different, game modes you can play, but I want to do something fresh. So, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing loads of tutorials. Not only tutorials, but I will also be doing guides for when new updates come out. So, what came in the update, I know pretty soon, in a couple of days actually, the Neymar Jr. skin. But the first drop we're going to go to is Misty Meadows. The reason Misty Meadows is one of the most underrated drop spots in the entire game is because it kind of honestly depends on what division you're in. So the best way to go about this drop spot is to land honestly on clock towers, because that will not only let people who are landing over around here fight each other, so you're not getting heavily third-partied, but you also have a chance at getting loot. So there's one chest up here, guns, and you will most likely come out with a gun, heals, and you'll come out with loot, and then you'll want to make your way towards here. Now, the chances are that people will probably have landed here. So there's two options you can go. You can go there and go in that building and try to fight people, or you can continue looting. I recommend continuing to loot because you can get better guns than the people fighting. And most of the time, there will be a chest in this shed. Now, because Fortnite removed 100% spawn rates, I can never promise there will be a chest, but there most of the time will be a chest. Now that you have a decent loadout, because I'm in Battle Lab right now, so there's no one else in the game. Now you can start fighting, because you have shield that you might have a decent amount of mats depending on how much you farm, and you can come in this building, and if you know there's someone in this building, if you can hear them, the best way to go about this, wall, or floor, and you can kind of just slowly make your way towards here so you can kill them. And if you die, well, that's kind of and they will most likely have a decent amount of loot. And if this house has no one there, you have fishing barrels, chests. There's 3 chests in this place, and yeah. So once you're done there, you can make your way towards this house, loot everything here, make your way towards here, and if you're still hearing gunshots, then you can go find people and get elims, and if you die, well, you can restart and that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much Misty Meadows. I don't really like landing on this side of Misty Meadows, just because I've spent several seasons getting used to this area, and I know it pretty well. So yes, I recommend always starting on clock tower, and then kind of make your way from there. Now, the next drop spot we have is a fan favorite. We have Bony Burbs. Now, there's several different areas you can go in here. So there's the clock tower, that big building, and some other buildings. If you want to, you can land on clock tower, but there's a high chance someone else will land there with you, and you either will get pickaxed, you'll get the elim. I honestly kind of recommend landing at this house right here. I recommend this because if you need heals after you're in a fight, there's fishing places and there's decent chests. So I recommend landing first here because there will typically be grounds loot here. And you can kind of just pretty much just make your way up through here, and there should be a chest below you. You can get the loot. And there should be maximum, there's 3 chests here. It doesn't look like one of them spawned, but by the time you get several chests, you should have a decent loadout, and then you can go off and fight people. Now, you will not always be able to get this house. You will not always be able to get any of these houses because other people will land with them, and sometimes you'll just have to work with what you have. One of my favorite drop spots is a retail row. First of all, there's several times when the zone just goes right by it and it's a hot drop and you can get a decent amount of kills. But also, if you get to know a certain spot, some people really know let's say Caddy Corner, but they only know Caddy Corner, and then they get into a tournament and there's a lot of people going there and they don't want that kind of smoke, they'll try to find other places with other people, but sometimes they don't know the area as that as well as they should. So the best way I go about doing this is land on this little water tower. Most of the time, there's only a couple times I've landed here and there hasn't been a chest. You should break this. You should never be up there and just open the chest in public, because you have a very high rate of getting shot. So you should break that. And if you drop down, don't jump. You just drop down to this little shed and break the floor open. You should have. There's typically loot in here, but sometimes there won't be. You could make your way in here, and you have tons of material options here. I'm in Battle Lab, so you instantly get a ton of materials. But there should be a chest in here. If not, you're good. But you break this wall, you can get here, and there are bookshelves. They can give you tons of materials. So you can be in here. Most of the time, there will be ammo crates in here. I typically don't bother with this little room because it takes time from getting guns and ammo, which you can get from killing other players. But if you make your way in here, there's a chest in here, and there's ammo there. But we have to say you still need. The zone is pretty far away, and you need to get loot and start running. You can just come in here, and you can get tons of loot from in here. Get mats, ammo, pretty much everything you really need, basically. And this area, you can also get some more ammo and everything. But then just loot the rest of this building. And if there are people, you can eliminate them. There's a chest up there. Or if zones that way, you can take the zip lines. But it's really a really good drop spot, in my opinion, for arena, because sometimes not a lot of people go there, and sometimes a lot of people do go there. But it's honestly just a matter of your own opinion. Next, we're going to do a drop spot for colossal crops. Now, this, in my opinion, when the farm place was here, in my opinion, I never really liked going here, but this is one of my favorite drop spots of this new season. Now, with a new update coming over pretty soon, actually, where the building should be changing from their primal ways to like recent like architects and stuff, that's besides the point. You're going to want to lower your drop here so you can land right through here. You can break these barrels and get a decent amount of mats. And chances are you are not going to be the only person landing at this building. So you're going to want to find as much loot as possible. There's I don't have like a direct map of this place, but it's not that hard to find chests. There's tons of ground loot at this place, and it's pretty full of mats that you can get. So you can get animal bones, and you can most likely get enough you can craft weapons. Now, say you don't get this building. Say that there's a lot of people landing here, and you kind of want to land here, but just a place that you can kind of be more low-key. In that case, you're going to want to land this building, the route right here. But there will most likely be ground loot. There's a chest, and typically in the several times I've landed here, there have not been tons of people at this house. And if you still can't get that, after you're done looting that house, which shouldn't take you that long because it's only 2 to 1 chest, you can come through here. Now this building is stacked with material options. You can, there's typically a chest here. I have very few times when there hasn't been, but there is that chance that there won't be a chest. But you should have a decent amount of material gathering opportunities in this certain POI. And if you do find this video useful, please be sure to subscribe. It would mean so much to me. We are so close to 10 subscribers, guys. We are almost, I think, 1 away from 10 subscribers. So if you could hit the subscribe button, it would mean so much to me. Now, the next drop spot we're going to go to is the Orchard. This place used to be really popular and sometimes still is for arena. I do not recommend going here for regular solos. Regular solos, go to a real POI. But the reason I like this place so much is because you have tons of mats you can gather, and it's right next to the shroud or whatever. Now, you're going to want to land on the building, the house right here. The reason is because mostly people go for those buildings, and every now and then someone will go for here. But there are a decent amount of chests in this house. So you can get this chest if it spawns. Like I said, there are tons of materials that you can gather. I'm pretty maxed out on materials, but there's, like I said, there are tons of chests in this building. Like, the chances of you landing here and there only being like no chests are very slim. You're gonna want to come over here. You have fences that you can break that give you so many materials. I'm in Battle Lab, so it's giving me around 100, and you can also get these cabbages, which give you, I believe, done. I'm not entirely sure how much health they gave you, but they are pretty useful in a fight if you're boxed up. And say you're fighting someone. I'm gonna let them take a few shots on me. Say you're fighting someone and they just took some shots on you. You're boxed up and you can kill them. So, and now you have these cabbages you can use, and you have a whole farm. They will give you about 10 health, and you can eat them really fast and get back to 100 health pretty easily. So after you're done looting this area, you can come break down these trees, get tons of materials for that, and then press the other players. You can go about how you want to fight them, but I always recommend landing at that house. Now, the next drop spot we're gonna do is Pleasant. Now, Pleasant is a pretty hot drop. You're all pretty much, unless you're in bot lobbies, you are most likely always going to have people landing here. I recommend in this house that you land on the far right house. This house. This is because it will have anywhere from 1 to 3 chests. You are going to have one in the attic, in a side room, and you have a chance to have one in a doghouse. So you are most likely going to be contested. So I recommend you land right here. Now, most of the time there is a chest in here, sometimes there isn't. If there isn't, say you land here and someone's up on the building and you've already gotten a chest, the best way to go about, if you don't want to back off, is go around to the doghouse, build you some cover, and you can get loot, and then storm the house, kill. And whenever you're being challenged in houses, I kind of recommend place builds around, just so, and make sure you have a decent amount of mats for this, so just so you have full capacity of this building. So if someone else fights and you really just need some cover, you have several opportunities that you can just duck under. Once you're done with this house, I recommend going around so less people will find you and going up to this house. Now, if this house is looted and you can't hear any chests, you should still investigate, because chances are there will be someone there or around you. And this gives you a pretty good post to fire back at people. Say there's someone over there, you have automatic high ground on them that you can easily take them out with the long-range weapons of this season. Now, if you're still not satisfied with your loot and you still want loot before you go fight people, try taking off this house. There is a chance there will still be chests here, but by the time you've gone through here, there will most likely not be any left. But the final drop spot of this video is, I think, pretty underrated. It is Sweaty Sands. Now, typically, back when Chapter 2 of Fortnite first came out, this was a very hot drop, but people have slowly just fizzled away to the more populated drop spots. But I believe this is a really good drop spot because there are tons of houses you can land at. If you can't get the top building, I recommend getting the top building because there are so many chests in this house, and if most of the time if people see you going for it and you're closer, they will back off. So I recommend you come down here, you get this, because there will most likely be a chest in there, and you can come through here, break this wall, open a chest, get that, and there also will be most likely a chest down here. Now, if someone else didn't back off and you still want this house and you've gotten this far, you've gotten those 3 chests, you will most likely have a decent amount of loadout and you have a ton of material opportunity. You can easily fight them. And like I said, if they're sneaking up on you or you know they're coming for you, you can build some cover that will give you edit access to anything they do. Now, after you get down here from the little staircase, you can come down here, break this metal. Whenever you have the opportunities, break these little kitchen things, because chances are you'll need them. You can drop down, get this chest, get some more materials, and pretty much once you get everything here, you can just go down if someone didn't land here, and out of that house you should be pretty much ready to take on opponents. And if you need some heals, you can come down here. There's there's a fish thing in here where you will get healed. And there's also to be a chest here. Now, if you're still not satisfied with your loot, go for this building. You can get to it really easily. I have a shockwave bow, so it's really not that challenging for me. But I reckon you can really go through this house at your own way, because there are a ton of chests in here, and that is that. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. You have no idea how much it means to me. We are so close to 10 subscribers, so if you could just press that subscribe button, that would mean so much to me. And if you did enjoy, please. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, also, by the way, be tuned for the videos coming out this week, because I will be doing a decent amount of Fortnite content as well as the new update. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.